milkshake. I drink it up.
Donnie.
Yeah.
Gus German here wants to dock the country. Oblige him.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Hell, I can get you towed by 3 o'clock this afternoon with nail polish.
We have you 4-1.
I like those odds.
It's the Smoking Hot Nerds podcast. Exactly. Oh, there we go. And we're live. There we go. It's a Smoking Hot Nerds podcast. Oh, I gotta switch this around. Our names are wrong again. Get over there. There we go. Uh-oh. There it is. Nope. Go live automatically at start time. Go. Boom, boom. Well, we're live on YouTube. And as per the usual, trying to figure out how to go live on Facebook again. Use persistent stream key. Yeah, everything's set up the way it should. So there we go. Let's see what happens.
Well, it is Facebook, not Facecast.
Exactly.
So it's shame on us for
Yeah,
trying it.
it's not like Watchbook or something like that, you know, which that would make sense.
Or Green Book with Viggo Mortensen.
Is that what that was called?
Was it? I didn't watch it.
No,
It looked like an updated version of Driving Miss Daisy. Kind
yeah,
of, right?
pretty much. Now, I remember it came out and it was the criticism, and rightly so, I think, was all about it being basically like, you know, it was the white savior book sort of thing where it was like, you know, black musician has white driver stands up for black, you know, musician who's getting, and it's just like, I think we've seen it. We're good on this one. I'm sure the movie was better. Good night. It is
You got
just,
a lot of ambulances.
yeah, it's fire trucks, ambulances, and police cars. I'm sure someone someone skinned their knee. It's overreaction city out here
It's
for
true.
sure. Yeah.
Were you with us when we were in high school and we're at somebody's? I think we're hanging out with the kids that were the year older,
Mm-hmm.
like the Hymans and them, and they wanted to like move a car.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we all tried to just pick up a car and move it, and like 4
Yeah.
police cars showed up, and we're like, "What's going on, guys?"
Yeah. Someone had called the police and said that there were some people moving cars and then setting off fireworks. I had some old smoke bombs that we were.
do that?
Yeah, we were just goofing around with some smoke bombs
I didn't remember that.
I think it was at you know, whoever's house had a bunch of bushes in the front, and it was just cool to see the smoke like fiddling through the bushes. Yeah, it was. I always, whenever I would tell that story to friends, I would say it would have been a great time if you were going to rob a bank, because all the cops were there, you know, trying to keep us from doing whatever shenanigans we were
You
up
just
to.
need like 3 sets of high schoolers doing hardly anything, and all the forces from the whole county, the sheriffs. You need someone kind of like outside of town, so the sheriffs all show up
Right.
to that house.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need a couple kids in town to get the police, and then somebody could just do whatever they wanted.
Yeah. You could rob a bank and then basically you just pay one high schooler to set it all up, but you pay him like $100. And you tell all your friends, we'll give them $20 if they go do some nonsense, draw all the police, and then we're going to go rob a bank. It would have been brilliant.
Yeah. $20 and a blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Right. A large blizzard.
Or Arby's. Do you want Arby's? Okay, it's Arby's.
Fine.
I'd be like, yeah, what do you need?
Arby's
I'll
and a
take Big
shamrock
Montana.
shake.
Yeah.
Big Montana. Didn't Arby's have a shake that was really delicious at one point?
Maybe. I
Yeah.
didn't stray too far from just piles of roast beef or whatever it is.
It was I think it was a mint. It was some kind of a mint shake during Christmas time. Because then you could also get those,
Green or
those Arby's glasses that they used to give out. They were fancy with like the gold rims on them. So, yeah, fancy stuff.
I think Stella Artois took the gold rim from Arby's.
Oh, definitely. If you're gonna steal as a 400-year-old Belgian brewery, you're gonna steal from Arby's.
It only makes sense.
Yeah. What are you drinking
Say
out of
no
that
one
glass right there?
What is this? It's a pineapple. It's from CBC.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what the hell it is. It kind of tastes like a shanty. It's not, but
Is it delicious?
it's a lot of pineapple, but it's good for a really hot day.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like 90s here.
Mm-hmm.
Not super dry, so
Really?
yeah.
Those
That
humid
sucks.
90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's no Louisiana. I haven't been there. I don't want to guess how awful that is,
Yeah.
but it sucked here today.
Yeah. I bet. It was humid the one time I was there, and that was in November. I remember
Yeah.
how humid it was.
Well,
like-
yeah, cold,
Yeah.
humid winters also suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
My-
when I learned. I was like, oh, and then it gets windy, and you have to wear the right stuff, or else it just penetrates. Like all my Colorado wardrobe, I was like, oh, this doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
Not out here in this wet garbage.
Because I was wearing just some Converse, some good old Chuck Taylors, and oh yeah, my feet felt wet and frozen all at the same time. It was rough.
So we went on the USS Constitution, right?
Yeah, we sure did. Mm-hmm. The old USS Constipation. Oh,
Yeah.
it's quite the boat.
Old Iron Guts. we call her.
All right. That was a fun weekend because then we also went to that restaurant called
Maddie
Toro.
K.
Yeah, Maddie K came out. The restaurant called
Oh,
Toro.
did we go to Toro
Mhm.
way back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Mhm.
That's right. I
Because-
always forget that I've been there.
Yeah.
Yes.
We went to sushi. It's funny because we couldn't get a reservation, or no, Toro was no reservations. So, but we couldn't get in until something like 9 or 10 p.m. So we went and had sushi down the street first, which is perfect because that's what you want to do. You want to go have sushi first, and then 2 hours later, go have dinner. It was perfect.
Dig into dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wake up at like 5:45 and I have sashimi just laying on my nightstand, and I just chopstick some tuna. Now,
Yep. That's doesn't sound.
that's how I kind of wake up, and I kind of stretch while I'm just downing lukewarm.
That was my concern that it wasn't cold anymore.
Oh, it's not cold.
Yeah.
Because I set it out at night
Mhm.
and then I go to sleep.
You like to
Because I want
temper
it
it.
ready. I don't want to have to that's like my alarm clock. Like,
Oh, the sushi gets you going. What'd you drop? Your mic
yeah,
or your beverage? Oh,
snowball down.
yeah. Your snowball still has the bottle cap on the top, covering up that dang light.
Yeah, it does.
That's amazing.
I really need to get a new microphone that just like has a swivel so it can just always be somewhere. That's
Yeah.
probably what you have.
Yeah, I've got it's on an arm like that. Yeah.
Oh, a little cartoon sound effect.
Yeah. The clang of my desk. I'm gonna check in on Facebook here and see how we're doing. If it's even streaming. If it's even streaming. That's silly. This is silliness.
Oh shoot!
What?
Hear something funny?
Yeah, I do.
Did my thing stop? I think my recording stopped.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh boy. When you knocked over your thingy?
Yes.
Yeah. Do we need to
Yeah, we need to.
continue? All right, let me see
thing.
here.
Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure.
Yeah, double check. Let's find out.
It might just still be running, and it just. Nope, it stopped.
Oh, son of a gun.
Okay.
We can do 2 slates. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, let's do another slate. So I'm just gonna start right after,
Yeah, that sounds good.
and let me just do a lead in for you. All right, this is Eric. Take 2
Take
after
2.
the microphone explosion.
I love it. Blowing things up. And 1, 2, 3. Beautiful.
Okay. So yeah, that's like somewhere in 9-minute mark for me.
Okay. Oh, so you restarting on the same file, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. No, that's perfect. We can do that. So it's not working on Facebook at all.
Facebook
This is
doesn't
funny.
love us.
Sorry, anyone who's listening to this on our podcast. No, you know what? I'm going to make a note here. Since we're not streaming. Hi YouTube. You're going to get the brunt of it here. So start after second slate. What is today, the 12th?
I also like now my audio. Like usually it follows along,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now it's just like my audio is just going off into the ether, like the visual file.
Yeah.
On Audacity.
Just going forever.
Like whatever whatever the snowball hit on my keyboard was like, haha, I did this thing that you can't undo now.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Why would it do that to you?
I don't know. I mean, I do know it is recording, so I'm not gonna. Oh, you know what I need to do though? I bet is up my gain again. All right.
Yeah, up that game. Up that
Okay.
game.
Gain is up. Lordy.
Let's see here. We're going to... Everything's just going awry. You'd think that we'd have this figured out because we've been doing this for a while.
8 years.
Yeah, for a long while.
Has it? How long has it been? 7?
Well, I mean, when we first started it, yeah, probably
that's what I'm
6 or
talking
7
about.
years, something like that. Yeah. But we've been doing this now for what about, I mean, a little over a year, like year and a half probably, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it was a pandemic
Yeah.
thing. We brought it back.
Mm-hmm. This is just ridiculous. Go
That's
live now.
it, Zuckerberg. I'm writing you a letter. Let me get my typewriter.
A strongly worded
Shing.
letter.
Oh, wait, hold on. I need to get paper.
Do it. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do
Did you
this.
ever have to type with the typewriter? I watched my siblings do it.
Type with the typewriter?
I
Yeah.
don't think I ever had
Yeah.
to. I think I was able to use word processor.
Oh, you did. You had.
could be wrong.
I remember when you had the word processor. That was fancy. I loved
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Describe when you come on in and listen! Exclamation point. Yeah, I remember that. I was very jealous of your word processor. It's pretty fancy. When did
Yeah,
you
it
get?
was nice. It was like a computer, but I guess that's all it did.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember having it and writing papers.
Yeah, it was great.
And I guess I could print. I guess I had a printer.
You had a
That
printer
I don't
too,
remember. I don't know.
dude. That's
I
amazing.
guess.
That's amazing.
Unless I stuck it on a floppy and
Mm-hmm.
then took that into school and printed out. Maybe.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That would be a thing that you would totally do. Okay, I'm just gonna post on Facebook and tell people that they should just come and listen to us on YouTube.
Come
'Cause
and knock on YouTube.
This is insane. Hide from page. I'm gonna find our YouTube stream. Share copy video link, and then we're gonna officially start the show. How do we even post on here? This is just a ridiculous format. Facebook, you've gotten out of control. You look like LinkedIn. You're freaking you know what show. Come on over to YouTube and listen to the show. We're having Facebook technical difficulties.
If you can believe it.
There we go. Boom. There we go. It's just ridiculous. I mean, like, really, honestly, like, when whatever changed, because something changed when they updated everything, and it's just like now I've just gone full on boomer status, and I cannot figure out what's going
Is
on.
it that, or is it their secret attempt to pretend that they haven't gotten rid of live stream, but
Right.
they did?
Yeah,
and
I mean-
they're just like, we're just gonna make it impossible, and then go, we're working on it until people just stop doing live
Stop
stuff.
doing it. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's
Like,
it's
so
insane.
It's like a legal thing to cover their backs. They're like, oh yeah, we still got don't worry, everyone. You still got the freedom to do it.
Right.
We don't want people murdering each other while doing a live stream, so we're killing.
Yeah, exactly. Unlike TikTok, where that's okay, apparently. So I told you about that, right?
You just have to kill people quick, right?
The murder rabbit
yeah.
hole I went down. Yeah, it's just, come on, man. I started an Instagram a little while ago called the Cigar Bar, and where I was just like, oh, I wanted to like post things. I have, a nice like cigar collection, and wanted to just kind of have some fun in that realm. So I started it, and I was like, you know what? A TikTok would be great for something like this because you can show like the way that the cigar changes as you smoke it. Blah blah blah. Apparently, TikTok has.
Does it get shorter?
It,
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It's like swimming in the pool. It gets shorter. But the TikTok has what would you call it? A completely no. There's just what's that word when there's no excuses? Not no excuses. What's the word like when there's
no regrets?
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Zero tolerance policy for anything tobacco or alcohol related.
Oh, sure.
But just in case you're wondering, you can be 14 and show your butt all over the place. You can have just the most insane sexual things going on TikTok. You can do, like, there's literal actual murders and death on TikTok, but you can't show a $35 cigar like being smoked. It's just like, I don't understand how you can just have a blanket statement over one particular type of thing. I don't get it. So anyways, I was mad at, and I did. I totally boomered it up. I sent them a very strongly worded email, and I'm sure they got it and read it. So TikTok, if you're listening.
Well, young butts are in, but tobacco's no longer cool.
Exactly. No tobacco. Well, Luke says we need to find a bowling alley that lets you smoke. Agreed. Cigars especially. Well, that's not...
We just go to Texas. I think we just have to plan a trip like to a place like Texas.
Literally anywhere else.
Right?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Light off smoke bombs.
Yeah.
We came all the way to San Antonio. Here we go. It's
Just
like
to light
a
off.
really lame version of Jackass. I'm Eric Prop, and this is Smoke Bomb Bushes.
That's it. 2 hours of just bliss, if that's all it was. But the thing, too, though, is that if you do find a place that allows smoking, usually it's just cigarette smoking. Cigar smoking somehow is like the devil to people.
Which is weird.
Yeah, super weird.
Unless it's just like in people's heads, they're like, but that's like what the really top villain smokes is a cigar.
Right. We're down
whatever,
here.
people can smoke cigarettes, but like the guy in the suit that's pulling all the strings, he smokes a cigar.
Exactly. Exactly. And any generally good cigar is somewhere in like the $12 to $20 range, and then you start getting into premium, like super premium stuff at like 30 to 50. So it's not something that you're smoking just because you're a what do you call the word? Words are so hard tonight. Like really difficult finding the verbiage. Yeah, you got to be a bit of a connoisseur, but also you enjoy the finer things in life if you're smoking cigars usually. But cigarettes, it's just a little bit different. So
no,
I don't get
cigarettes is this. I actually saw people at work that still smoke cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And thank God, because I'm sorry, anyone who smokes a vape, I know you want to think it would look futuristic and cool, but it just looks stupid.
I agree. Yeah,
Vaping
it's not
just couldn't be
futuristic.
lamer looking. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the future's here. Oh, and it's really lame.
Yeah.
Just smoke a cigarette, whatever.
Oh man.
But yeah, but they do it, but it just seems like this burden where they're just like, and then if a coworker does something that was just an iota, kind of like just barely stressful, they're like, oh, I had to kick it up into second gear.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta.
Yeah.
And I'm miserable, and I hate this, but it's this thing I have to do.
Yes, I have to do it. I have to do it. It must be done.
Okay, then I can go back in.
It is an interesting. My friend Alex, he quit smoking recently by going to a hypnotist. And one time, just once, went to the hypnotist and went deep into his psyche, into his childhood or whatever, and worked his way out of like being a smoker. And he hasn't had a cigarette since for like 2 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
Does he wake up naked sometimes, perched on top of chicken eggs?
Fingers crossed.
Anything weird?
Here's hoping. Yeah.
It's the only side effect.
Yes.
The rest of the hypnosis worked beautifully.
I think that's in the terms and conditions when you sign the waiver when you go in there.
You're gonna get some chicken shit. We're
Yeah.
gonna sneak some chicken jokes in there.
Just
Sorry.
in case you're wondering if your partner says that you're doing weird chicken stuff, that's why. But
That's why.
we're a budget
That way we
hypnotist.
can always have a little something over you.
Right. Right. Yeah, little does he know
Never
he just got
completely
conditioned.
Get out of the hypnosis game. Once
Yeah.
you're in, you're never really out.
Yeah, right.
There's always chicken shit they stick in there.
The only way out is to get hypnotized again, and in order to get hypnotized again, then you never know what they're going to throw in there on that time. So
That's the thing,
layers, yeah,
Mhm.
layers and layers of hypnosis.
But that would be kind of fun though. Would like if you woke up, like how werewolves wake up the next day. You know, you're just like in a ditch, and just your clothes are all tattered.
Right,
You're like,
right.
what happened? Why is there blood and feathers all over me?
You were hypnotized to eat
Hell
chickens.
did I do?
Teen Wolf.
Oh, we werewolfed you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like Gary.
That
He loves to werewolf people.
You know, he got fired last week for that very thing.
He werewolfed a police officer, and that you don't do.
Right.
Was it hilarious? Yes.
Uh,
Did we have to let him go? We suspended him for a month because it was so hilarious.
without pay. Mm-hmm.
So it means something.
So it really meant something.
Maybe I should become a hypnotist. That'd be great.
Be amazing. Hypnotize
I mean,
people
to
to do
help
just
people to
absolutely
stop
terrible stuff.
smoking.
Yeah.
Back to that.
The second
But
you
just
said
also
help
throw
people, I
in-
didn't believe you anymore. Luke's got a good point. He says that we should just invest $100,000 and build our own bowling alley. Then we can do whatever we want. You can bowl whenever you want to and smoke cigars in your own bowling alley.
Yeah.
Be the best. Do a bowling alley with like a little bar on the side. You know.
Yeah. And
And what else?
roller skating.
Ooh, not a bad idea. We went roller skating last week.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fun. Yeah, roller skating's really fun. It's more fun than you would think it is. Like, you're like, oh, we're just going to get out there and roll around. Then you start really enjoying it. It's fun.
And you're like, this is magical.
Go in
you know?
circles. There's,
And how good are you on roller skates?
well, you know, I didn't try too hard. But I could get myself, I could go backwards and stuff. So I was, the old rollerblading skills were coming back, which was kind of cool.
Because I didn't know how much, you could
Mm-hmm.
transfer whatever inline skating,
Yeah. It's similar.
roller skating.
Yeah, it's similar, but it's much. It's like, yeah, because your legs automatically want to go out. It's sort of like the instinct for, or the whatever, the weight
Get 2
distribution.
drinks in me, same thing.
Just like roller skating. Dating me is like roller skating constantly. Hmm. But yeah, the instincts were coming back, which I was kind of surprised. I didn't think that they would, but it was nice to have some sense of kind of like riding a bike. It was nice. Yeah,
That's
it
good.
was fun.
The very last time I went skating of any kind, it was ice skating, and I biffed it right in front of a mom and her little kid, and the mom was just super freaked out about me. She's like, I was like, all right. Because we had to go, it was community skate, open skate type of thing, and
Yeah.
there's just way too many people, and we're all just crammed up on each other. And everyone else out here has been skating since they were 3.
Right.
And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, forget that it's a total hockey part of the world. So everyone's been skating since they were toddlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what was it? No, like 10 years ago, I went to, learn how to play hockey, ice hockey, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rink close by. I was like, yeah, sure, sounds great. And I got there, and even just getting suited up, I was like, oh,
Yeah. I'm going to die today.
this isn't what they said it was going to be. And it was just, we didn't play hockey. It was just, they were like, okay, we're going to try and get you guys back in shape for your leagues or whatever.
Oh, right.
No, this isn't my thing.
Yeah.
I just want to be an idiot and slowly push a puck around. Nope.
Not for me.
I don't want to do drills.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Skating
really know
around
how to
cones.
skate, really. I
Yeah.
can kind of skate forward okay.
I can balance on 2 feet. That's about it. That's all I got.
Like even, we went to the, like, okay, everyone skate over to the side thing. And I was like, went over there. I was like, oh, time to slow down. I was like, I still haven't really learned how to stop too well. And everyone's just looking at me like, what the hell is this guy?
I love how
We're only going to see him once.
they're looking at you going, do you know how to skate? Like, do you actually know how to do this? Because they're all probably flying around you like crazy.
Oh, yeah, they're all
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I lived in Minnesota for, a while. I went to college there, of course, but then lived there for, 2 years after? Or maybe more than that, like 3 or 4. And yeah, I went skating one time, ice skating at a pond that was for skating, like they had, nets up and stuff like that. So I just went over there just with some friends and we were just kind of like skating around. And yeah, these kids must have been 7, 8 years old. We're just flying around and just, stopping. And it was just insanity. I was like, wow, you guys are actually literally born with skates on, because this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Luke got pretty good.
Luke got real good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still is. And I think that he's playing again.
Does he still do league stuff? Oh,
Luke,
cool.
if you're listening, are you playing? I think you are. Yeah. I think he joined a league again. It's good. But, he was the youngest of all of us, so he kind of got, like, on skates the earliest, so he was able to develop actual skills. We like legitimately crossed that line from like young dog to old dog, where the body was like, yeah, good luck being good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was just too tall and lanky. I was just like,
Right.
my core, I think all these things you just need.
Yeah.
I didn't have any of them. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, Luke says he is. Nice. That's fun. We should just have you on the show right now. You're like our third person. Yeah.
How about to talk about hockey there, Peter the Valerie Kamensky? I don't know.
Just mush up 4 different players.
Valerie Bertinelli. Why don't you tell us about hockey there, huh?
Well, those Avalanche there, they gave up. Well, not gave up. They traded not traded, I guess, their goalie, Grubauer, went to the Golden Knights. Or not the Golden Knights. Sorry, he went to the Kraken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a couple other guys, but I don't know if they kept or got rid of, or not. I keep saying that word. It's not how it really works. Was it Nathan McKinnon?
No, they didn't get rid of McKinnon.
No, they
Or
didn't.
Landeskog.
Landeskog. So he does play for the
One of those
Avalanche.
big boys?
Landeskog.
I mean, they could get a ton for any of them, but
Because Landeskog was possibly. No, he's still, as of right now, says he's still with the Avs. So, they signed him to an 8-year deal. Well, how about that? There we go. So that's good. How much are they going to pay him though? 28, 8-year deal.
trillion.
I mean, they got to
That's
pay him
hockey,
more.
so it's never that much.
Right. But that's the thing. Like the guys who were getting signed before him were getting. I think they were getting like 5 to 8-year deals, but they're it was somewhere in the 8 to 10 round. Okay, so Luke says they signed Landeskog and McCarr. Oh, that's good.
Oh, Cale McCarr.
That's great. Yeah, I don't know how much they paid Landeskog though. It doesn't say on here yet. Luke, if you know, tell us. But that's good. Yeah, but it's kind of a bummer to lose Grubauer because he's pretty awesome. But
Did he get kind of injured in the playoffs early, or was that last year? Why am I having a memory of him getting something like a groin injury?
yeah, he did. He did
Didn't he?
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure if it was this year or last year. It's hard to keep the years straight, especially after 2020. It was kind of like don't really know what's going on ever all the time.
And even
Pretty
this
crazy.
one. Who the hell won? Oh, yeah.
The Golden Knights.
Lightning won again.
The Lightning won again. Yeah, they did.
Because the Canadians somehow got into the finals and
Yeah.
then finally looked like the team that they were.
Yeah.
It was like, why didn't you guys look like this when you should have been eliminated
Yeah,
2 series ago?
exactly.
What?
So 2 years in a row for the Lightning. Who won the year before that? Because the Lightning had that one player.
That was the Blues. Because
won
the
the 3 years.
Bruins blew their last chance to just get that second cup.
That's
in
right.
History.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, see, there you go.
Bruins pooped their pants.
Yeah, they did. Luke said $7 million a year is what Landeskog got. That's good. That's really good. But you know what's funny though is that he's getting $7 million a year, and like a second or third best wide receiver on a team in the NFL is making $10 million a year. You know, and Landeskog is one of the best on earth to ever do it, and that's all you get is $7 million. Whoa, Makar is $9 million a year.
Huh.
Well, how about that? There you go.
How old is Landeskog? Okay, I'm asking too many questions. I need to.
28,
this up,
I think.
so. Oh, he's ancient.
He's old.
Young.
Yeah.
Still got.
Well, because he was a captain at 19.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So Landeskog. Yeah, he's 28. Born in 1992. He's old. He's an old man. Yikes. That's crazy. But that's great. Good for him. Team should be good this year, man. I think it'd be really good because they got the Coyotes goalie.
They should have, like, the conference final for the West should have been that series with Vegas.
Right.
And so the fact
Right.
that they had to meet in round 2 because of Canada having its own.
Yeah, because Canada can't keep it in their pants. So they're all COVID-y and won't, like, so they're just like, well, we're going to zip it up and keep everyone in here. It's terrible. So you got all the poopy teams playing against each other and all the great teams playing against each other. And yeah, it should never have been Colorado and Vegas that early in the playoffs.
Yep.
I agree. But then that first game, what was it, like 7-2 or something like that?
Right.
I mean, I honestly...
Where Colorado just looked like it was just, blowout city. And I was like, too bad you can't keep those goals and use them in later games.
I know. I really honestly thought that was a harbinger for the... Like, I thought that meant that was it. Like, we were just going to go 4-0, and that was it.
It's the one thing about hockey.
Yeah.
Best of sevens, it's like that whole series can go whoop, and then whoop, totally change.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, because I don't follow hockey very much anymore. This season, I kind of got back into it a little bit, but...
Yeah, you probably watch more playoffs than me, frankly.
Yeah, I got a chance to, which was really nice. Who's the tall guy? Chikara? Chicky?
Chara.
Chara. Yeah. I didn't realize he
Chikara.
left. Yeah, it's a Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got to catch them all, and he's the biggest one.
Yeah, he is the biggest one.
Yeah, he was, the Bruins captain forever.
Yeah.
Did he come from Ottawa? I can't remember where he came from, but yeah, he'd been with the Bruins. He won the cup way back 10 years ago with them, and yeah, he's just old, lost a step. But I mean, like, he's a lovely human being. He was a great guy. Yeah, he's missed, but like, it was just also like, the Bruins got to rebuild their defense, especially now. Their defense is hurting, but he went to Washington.
Yeah. And played him in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Washington kind of pooped their pants.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's kind of old, and so is Ovechkin's kind of old now,
not
and
young either.
yeah, they're like, can
Ovechkin
Ovechkin
finally got
catch?
his cup.
Yeah, they were talking about how can he catch Wayne Gretzky's scoring record or something. It's like, yeah, no, he only has to score 300 more goals. He'll be fine. He only needs to play until he's 70.
Right.
Yeah, he'll make it. It'll be fine.
Like, yeah, he's got 500. How does he need? He needs 800.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Gretzky, whatever ridiculous numbers it is.
It's some absurd number. It was just like, well, he's closing the gap. It's like, no one's ever going to close that gap. It's
Well,
just not.
maybe if COVID didn't happen, like having
Right.
2 truncated seasons, like that put the nail in the coffin. Maybe he would
Yeah.
have gotten close, but
That's
I
true.
doubt now. Who knows? Maybe. But
It's possible.
yeah.
I mean, there's some old guys playing though. Some gray beards.
I mean, yeah, there are guys that might get to 44, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I feel like that's kind of the maybe 45.
Yeah.
I guess was that Tom Brady. So.
Yeah. I don't know
Is
how.
he? Or is he younger? I don't know what the hell.
He's I think he's 2 years older than us. I think he graduated like a couple years earlier than we did or something. I think he graduated college, yeah, in 98 or something like that. So 4 years. But man, he's still young and limber, that's for sure. I'm impressed.
Yep. He just won't go away.
Just keeps on winning Super Bowls. He can just go start playing for anybody. Go play with for the freaking Texans tomorrow, and they'd be like a Super Bowl contender. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Do you watch football much? Do you get a chance to? No.
Yeah, I'll like literally maybe watch like 3 or 4 minutes of a game here and there. I'm like, oh, it's Monday Night Football, and I'll turn it on, and then just kind of get bored by the announcers having to fill time.
Right. Yeah. I love football season, but it's one of those things I watch a lot less of now than I used to. I used to watch all the time. It was great. But work is just so busy, and I just don't want to take the time to sit down and watch it. So I'll watch the Bronco game every now and then. But I just don't like the Broncos that much either. I just think their team sucks, and I'm just not a big fan of like a lot of the players. I just don't find them interesting or compelling or good anymore. It's just kind of a boring team to watch. So I stopped watching. Yeah, it's a good reason to watch. So.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So you're not the. Well, yeah, I've complained about this forever, but yeah, all the people that were Patriots fans, which was easy. I was like, okay.
Right. Yeah. No, I was such a huge Broncos, huge fan. Go to games all the time, and Maddie and I would go all the time, and it was like super fun, and still do enjoy it, still love it, of course, but just not quite as rabid as I once was. Maybe because I was placing my own self-worth into other players, and the older I get, the less I want to place my own feelings on young hippies. You know, I don't see the point. So I don't like college football.
Exactly. The Broncos full of a bunch of
Full of a bunch of freaking hippies. So I don't like college sports because I don't understand the point of resting all of this like worth and feelings in 19-year-old kids. Like I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, that's me.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of, I don't want to say aging out of the Olympics, but I think I'm in a time period where I'm just kind of like, I don't care anymore.
I really don't care.
Yeah. Where, growing up, it was like, ooh, big deal. And it was sport. Even hockey, like this year, I was like, okay, I'll watch it here and there. But, don't have the, like, but that's also because playoff hockey isn't as gloriously insane as it used to be.
Yeah.
They've tamped down, so it's just not as fun.
That's when I like watching it the most, though, is playoffs, because there's actually something on the line, which is way more enjoyable.
It's way better. It's way more intense.
Yeah.
But it's just like they don't let rivalries happen anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
The refs step in. They eject players immediately. They're just like, nope, things aren't going to get heated. It's like, oh, okay.
Right. May as well not wear those pads then in that case.
Right.
You know.
I'm like, I get it. Yeah, we don't want to injure players. I don't want anyone injured. I don't want star players injured. I get it. It's a business.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think hockey's like trying to become too like, I don't know. Yeah, just soft and like presentable. It's trying to be too presentable to like, hey, young people, aren't we? Look at us. We're being like progressive and trying to blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, be inclusive, but it's hockey.
But it's funny though, because then they say,
the sport.
and look at all the diversity. We look at all the. Look at the puck. Then they throw it and distract you.
But yeah, that stuff, it's like fine, you know, and that's where too they're trying very hard. Where it's like when you watch like guys talk about, in between periods, and you have the panel and people. It's like mega diverse. They're trying their hardest.
Yeah,
Women,
which is
they
great.
have
Yeah, for
black
sure.
men, they have black former players, all that stuff. But like even that, the ratio was like mega off from
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the game is. If you watch that, you would think it was more like football,
Right.
Or something. It's
Yeah.
like, well, what's the mix of players? Oh, there's still 7 black guys. In the
No, it's funny because I mean, it doesn't like matter. It's neither here nor there. I mean, it's just hockey is just going to be that kind of a sport because of where
It's a
it
wealthy sport and
Yeah.
where it happens. Yeah.
exactly. It happens in places where there's just all white people. And so it's just kind of how it is. But when there's that, when you are watching a game and then there's suddenly that one not white face that like comes into the screen, it's jarring. You're like, what is that? It's like, it's surprising when you see somebody that's not blonde with like a long blonde beard or something like that. But yeah, but that's not even the thing. It's just, they should just let the game be the game. Like let them
Well, it's
fight
just-
each other and battle each other and do their
especially
thing.
playoffs, and I'm sure I've said it, but it's been, I don't know, better part of a decade. There was this Flyers and Penguins series that became a shit show, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And like that was the league's official time to put their foot down, and there hasn't been a series like that since. And it's like, I don't want every series to be that, but I want a couple in the first round
Yeah.
to completely go off the rails.
Yeah.
And guys just to lose their cool completely.
Yeah.
And have it be insane.
Which kind of
The team
happened.
that shouldn't win wins, and everyone's booing. It's
Yeah.
like when the whole arena. There's one time I was at a Celtics game, and like the ref was calling, as bad calls were being made, and the whole garden was just like, "Wah!"
Yeah.
freaking out, and I was like, now this is interesting. This will make me come to a basketball game.
Yeah. It's more
What
it's
that crap?
a whole different ball game when you go to any sort of sporting event with anyone from Boston. It's a different event completely. They're maniacs. They're crazy people. And when it comes to sports, I went to an Avalanche game. It was an Avalanche Bruins game with a friend who was from Boston, and it was just, the number of times he was almost beaten up was pretty crazy. It was fun though. But Luke says playoff baseball is way better. I agree. I really like playoff baseball. It's fun. That's when I like watching a baseball game kind of anytime, but I really like playoff baseball because it's like the one time of the year that every game the stadiums are packed. So they're always full houses during playoff baseball, and that's just like really fun. It's interesting to me. And I love NFL playoffs though. That's when I will just plunk myself down in front of the TV for the whole day, is during the playoffs, because that's when I love it, when the games matter, when there's actually something on the line.
Yeah,
Super
one
fun.
and done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the whole any given Sunday thing really matters.
Absolutely. No, it's fun. But that's all we got right now is baseball. So, because it's sort of that
All we've got.
dark period right now where there's nothing going on.
It's a dark period.
Yeah,
Heavy flow.
it's a heavy. It's just like what's his name? Van Gogh. He had his blue period, right? So that's what it's art.
It's hot. It's hot, bro.
Grabbing a water. Yeah. So there was a question I was gonna ask you earlier, and I don't remember what it was. But let's talk about your scar. It's looking good. Your little noggin.
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming along. How you feeling about it?
Shaping into what I will accept once it chills out. I looked into getting, do I get scar cream to help diminish it? But I think it's only here you look at it and it just looks like a little. And if it's gonna lay down. It's still just kind of like a little bit of a lump, which I don't want, but that goes away. Yeah. So.
Well, it might just go. I mean, but it's gonna take a long
They
time.
do that
Probably
naturally. Like this thing. And the good thing is I have this from 4th grade, and so they once this one chills out, it's gonna almost look like it was a single event.
Ooh, there you go. What happened in 4th grade?
It's like as lame as this. It's like at the end of the day we'd stack chairs, on the back table. I had a back table in the room. Maybe it's 5th grade. I can't remember. Anyways, And the chairs had like these, they're plastic chairs. They had like these, like plastic kind of slats in the back.
Yeah.
And I just totally lifted the chair quick, smacked myself in the face with it.
Wow.
That's all. It's really stupid.
Yeah.
But like it was a thing where I put it up and I was like, oh man, I hit myself really good. Sat down at my desk, took my hand away, and went and I can't remember who it was, but anyway, someone looked at me. They're like, oh, "You're bleeding," and I was like going.
I
went
love
to the
it.
nurse. Mom picked me up, went to the doctor, and got stitches. It was a big
Wow.
thing.
You hit yourself hard enough in the head with a chair to give yourself stitches.
Yeah,
And that's the day you knew you'd be a professional wrestler.
and that's the day I knew. Yeah, I
That's
said you
amazing.
better start pumping iron now, Eric.
We've
then
got
I
your
did.
career path. And then you stopped pumping iron, actually.
And then I promptly didn't for another 25 years.
That's
Until it was
amazing.
too late.
I don't know if I've told this story on the show before, but the best ever school story ever was around that same time. I think it must have been fourth grade. And we were taking a test. And you know how it would get like just weirdly quiet in class when you're taking tests. And there was this girl who she kind of seemed like she was like always sick, like one of those girls that was just kind of like always had something going on, a cold or this. She'd show up with a cast, whatever it was. Anyways, you know.
Oh, now Susie's got a cat.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta hear
Right.
about this.
Yeah.
For the next 5 months.
I guess in retrospect, there might have been something not nice going on in her life, but hey, we'll just like leave that
Maybe
alone.
her whole
Yeah.
life was-
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, we're doing the test, and then we hear this, achoo, and the biggest sneeze we've ever heard. And we all look over, and she's sitting with her hands in her face like this, and there's vomit dripping down her arms, and a kid whose name I'll tell you when the show is over, who's sitting in front of her, got the full load of vomit on the back of his head. So there's chunks of puke dripping off of his hair. And he had like really spiky hair, just like naturally spiky. So it was just chunking down. And I just remember looking over, and he's frozen, just absolutely frozen at his desk, not moving, as if he'd just been shot in the head. And she was frozen with
You
her
just
hands
got
in front of her face.
JFK'd.
Yeah. He just got JFK vomited. It was amazing. It was one of the most, because I don't remember a lot from my life before probably sixth grade. But that's one of those moments that I really
that
do
moment
remember. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your first, when you go to a hypnotist, what's your first moment? Puke.
Yeah.
Well, when was that? Sixth grade.
Yeah. Oh, it's when that girl
wow.
who was always sick puked on the back of his head. Yeah, it was amazing.
But it was a sneeze puke.
It was a sneeze puke. Yep.
Wow. I haven't.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? So she must have been throwing up, and I think maybe she was throwing up and it
That's how
tickled.
when she's about to throw up.
Yeah.
Sneeze.
Yeah. So great. Oh, hey, Nico says that he and Alfred are chilling to the sounds of the Smoking Hot Nerds. Well, you're welcome for that story. That'll be a little bedtime story for the little Alfred.
Speaking of vomit,
Yeah,
Nico's
yeah.
dad, and I'm sure he's got all sorts
Aw.
of spit up on
Yeah,
him.
oh yeah, I bet. Lots and lots of spit up and burps. Well, we miss you, Nico. We can't wait to have you
Yeah.
back, because Eric and I are getting bored with each other, so
The year
it's time.
2030
Yeah.
when you're back.
Yeah, right. When Alfred's 18, you can come back on the show, but not sooner. Not a month sooner. You son of a gun.
And and Brian will never see again. I heard he was renewed.
Yeah, so
His show.
forget about it.
Season
Yeah.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Already, right?
Yep. So they're well on their way.
Yeah.
In season 4 of Ted Lasso, our other friend, Uncle Brent, he's been on that show, Ted Lasso, for a while now, and they're in the middle of, or they're finishing up season 3 right now, so, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, they're just crushing it, man, killing it out there. Happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Great.
It's great. It's just wonderful.
take their success and I stick it in my gut and I shove it in there and then I just let it rot.
It doesn't look like you're putting it in your gut.
Huh?
Just a little vomit in your hair. Oh man, that was wonderful. You know, that same classroom was, oh yeah, this must have been 6th grade because it was in a middle school classroom. Another distinct memory I have is when we had to build something out of balsa wood, like a house or something like that. So I spent a lot of time and I built this house out of balsa wood. Like you turn it around, there's rooms inside, and it was just so cool. And I was, yeah, oh yeah, it was legit.
I watched hours of this old house
because my dad had been doing renovations on our house growing up or whatever for a long time, so I was super into it. And we had come back from in what do you call that, playground class, play class? What do you call that thing? Recess. Yeah. See, I'm glad that I'm not.
Class.
Yeah, play class. Came
How'd
back
you do
from
play class. Aced it.
100%. Right. But I passed. And as I'm walking into the room, this kid has my house in his hands and he breaks it in half over his knee.
That's how good it was.
That's how good it was. Yeah, he wanted to break it. And this was before it got graded, too. So I was freaking out. I thought that I was, it was like, well, what am I going to do now? It just got broken. But the teacher saw him do it just as she was walking in at the same time. And so she saw it. So, no harm, no foul in terms of like, my grade, which is what was more important. I don't remember, though, how I felt about it, other than I just remember feeling just confused. I didn't understand why why would you do that though? Why would you just grab something that's somebody else's and then just destroy it in an instant?
Well, it's like it becomes a very deep philosophical moment where you're like, why monkey destroy?
yeah, exactly.
Why?
Monkey no get banana for destroy, so I no understand.
Me monkey build. Why?
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely the first time I ever saw somebody do something that was just sheer for the meanness of it, and not for any. There was no nothing that came from it.
No logical. Spock would just be like,
yeah, this makes no sense. I don't understand.
It would not be logical.
Yeah. I don't remember if I glued it back together or not, just that moment in time. Isn't it weird how memories as kids just are flashes? There's not real memories. You don't really remember what's going on. It's weird. Any weird moments that you recall besides?
Well, many on the toilet.
Yeah.
Like, the flash of like Dumb and Dumber moments.
Oh. In school?
I'm trying to think. Like, going back to like young, I do have flashes of like real young. Like, I had drums, and my grandmas were at the house. I think it's my grandma's and my mom. And I had drums. And Michael Jackson was playing on TV, some Michael Jackson video. I have some other memory at my grandma's house, right? Like, for birthday or Christmas, I got a tricycle.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, real young.
Yeah.
Probably 3, 2. Wow. Like, weirdly, like, stuff where I'm like, those drums, I have no memory of those exist. Maybe there's a picture of me I saw once where it's like, oh, there's those drums. Okay.
Interesting.
1983, whatever.
Wow. That's impressive.
So I do have fairly young flashes of memory, but yeah, I definitely have some 3-year-old memories.
That's crazy. I mean, I have kindergarten memories and stuff like that, obviously. So I would say probably kindergarten's probably like the earliest for me that I can think of anyways.
Well, the brain is funny how you remember stuff, because like, or just like how, I don't even know, I guess, like what triggers certain memories that kind of seem mundane, where it's like, oh, I remember in 6th grade we would play checkers. Like, I don't know if there was some thing, or like right before school, kids would show up and we'd just like play checkers right before the first class started. It's mundane, but there it is.
Fascinating.
And then sneeze puke.
Yeah.
Just all over the place.
It just jumped right to sneeze puke.
King me.
Well,
You've been kinged.
You've been crowned. I remember kindergarten class having a gerbil in class. I remember having to be the milk kid. Like, you used to help hand out the milk.
Oh, so you were a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Just once. And, so.
Until the milk incident. And then I never got to touch that milk again.
Yeah. Well, I touched all the milks with my pee-pee. So that got me kicked out. Now, I do remember you used to have to sit in the center of the room for story time, whatever. The teacher would open a book and read a story. And one of the girls reached over to hold my hand. So, you know what I did? I promptly raised my hand and told the teacher. After I pulled my pee-pee out. Then I told the teacher. Yeah. No, I did. I said, Mrs. So-and-so is trying to hold my hand. And that was my idea of...
And the teacher said, you know my name. I'm not
Right.
Mrs. So-and-so.
Right. And your hand code for your pee-pee, put it away.
Hey, Mrs. So-and-so.
Yeah. So-and-so is touching my so-and-so.
That's like me at most, even today, where I'm like, so-and-so's over here.
Right.
I'll learn that kid's name.
Oh, my God.
I've worked here for 5 years. Yeah, I'll get to you.
We'll get there. You know, I had a bit of a Target. It's not even an experience, but I thought of you last weekend because I was at Target with Sarah and her kiddo, and Sarah was off getting school supplies, and he needed headphones for school so I can sit and watch whatever. And so she's like, will you run over to the electronics? You can find the headphones for him, because you know what you're doing when it comes to electronics. And I said, joke's on you, because I'm buying the most expensive ones.
Joke's on you, because he's getting beats by
Yeah,
Trey.
exactly. So, found the ones that I wanted to get. They're behind the case. Clearly, there's not a single person in a red or maroon shirt to be found. And I finally see somebody, and she's just walking through the aisle. And so I went over
Trying to not be noticed.
Exactly, ignoring everything. And I hate, talking to anyone because of this reason. And I said, I was like, hey, we want to get some headphones out of the case. Can you call someone from, electronics? Because I knew she wasn't from electronics. Trying to present myself as someone who knows how it works. And she goes,
as if there were someone that knew electronics there that day.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like, of course, just the most... Anyways, she was like, I know this isn't my area, but I could probably find somebody. And I was like, I'm fully aware of how it works. Can you just call someone who works in this area? And you're like, yeah. And then she pulls out a radio and she's like, funny electronics coming. Like, you don't need to just point out that you hate your job to everybody. It's not necessary. Because the thing is, I know you hate your job. I hate you. So just do your job that you hate and just call somebody.
We all hate everything.
You don't need to point out the fact that this isn't your area because, frankly, no one gives a shit because you're wearing khakis and red. And the fact that it's not your area makes me hate you even more for pointing it out to me. And I was trying to be nice by softening the blow by saying, could you call somebody, over from electronics because you probably work in diapers or something like that because you sound like a child. So, finally called someone over, and the girl then who came over was scanning things, and she was like, did you need something? And I was like, no, we're just standing here for fun. This is just enjoyable. Yeah, get those headphones out of the thing. Just get them out. Just open them up with your stupid little key that you don't deserve and give them to me right now. This is why I do literally all of my shopping on Amazon, because I can't talk to people in stores, because that's the reaction you get all the time from everyone constantly. You don't do that to people, do you? Or do you?
No, but I am just real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just what do you need?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Which one? Boom. You need a price? Okay. Does it do a thing? I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'm that person. I'm just let's take care of this so I can get on with my morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you wearing...
So I'm not amazing with people.
But
because they're
if I
wasting my
needed
time.
diapers and you were in electronics and I came over to you and I was like, "Excuse me, sir," and you're like, "What?" And I said, "Hey, there's some diapers in the case we need. Would you mind calling someone over to get the diapers for us?" What would you say?
I would go. If I could get the diapers, I could get them. If not, I'd say, hey, can I get blah blah to
Right.
come to the diaper aisle?
Would you make sure that you made it a point to let me know that you don't work in diapers first?
No,
See, there you go.
it's only when someone like has some very specific question. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't really know this thing.
Like
but
what's-
Let me see.
What's an example of a very specific question?
Pretty much pick your electronic question.
Oh, really? So they're like, "Hey, does this have 5G or something like that?" Like people really legitimately. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I'm definitely that person. I'm just like, I have to unload a truck. I'm
Yeah.
here for no brain and pushy. That's what I'm.
That's
here
so great. Do people ask you like technical questions about TVs and stuff? Or they
will
get to the
sometimes.
nitty-gritty?
And it's like 7:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, why are you here?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We went to Best Buy to get a TV when Sarah first moved into her new place, and so. But the thing is, like, I didn't have questions. I knew exactly what we needed, but there's.
You have every answer on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. And there's 700 TVs in this area. So all I said to the guy was, "We want this size for this price. What do you have?" And he was like, it was stunned on his face where he was just like, "Is that it?"
So many questions.
Is that it? Yeah. And he was just like, "Oh, we have two that are this much that are that size. Great, show them to me." And that was it, just like that.
He was
Easy peasy.
happy at how easy you made it.
Yes, yeah, he was excited that I wasn't like, "But don't you have Roku?" All right.
Well, that's the thing I love. Usually, when someone asks a question about TVs, which is rare, we're a small place, so we don't sell that many. But yeah, they'll be like, "Is this a smart TV?" And like anything they ask, it just has a big thing written on the
Right.
box. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like it is. And I'm like, I don't think there's any new TV that's not a smart TV. I think all these stupid things
Yeah.
do all this crap, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, and there's a section for the not smart TVs. Usually, there in most stores you go to where there'll be like two 32-inch TVs and one 42-inch, and those are just those TVs that are just like $199 and they don't do anything, and then the rest are they're all smart TVs, and like why wouldn't they? I mean, all they have is Netflix or whatever on them, but still, it's interesting. Yeah, so you just keep gonna ride it out at Target for a while. You loving it?
It's suiting my needs.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So, yeah.
That's
Gets
good.
me up. I've lost 20, 25 pounds.
What? I didn't know you had that many pounds to lose.
Yeah, well, I was skinny with a gut,
Yeah.
and now I'm skinny with, like,
With
gut's almost gone.
You're skinny with excess skin. It's
With
great.
A little time with a little lump.
Yeah.
You know.
That's amazing. Well, good for you.
So it's that, and yeah, saving up. So
Good.
kept waiting for student loan debt. I'm like, is there going to be
Yeah.
a cancellation? No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I can keep waiting.
Yeah.
I can wait till January now.
It's a total tease
It's a
constantly.
total tease.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
And part of me now is like, I should probably just throw $1,000 here and there. Just so
Yeah.
by the time that time comes, then it's like just a chunk that. Because yeah, the savings I have, I like looking at it and seeing posts when I
yeah.
actually do pay off student loans. It's gonna be like, wah, wah.
Yeah. No, because the interest rate is so low, and it's set. It's
Well,
a
zero right now.
yeah. So you're fine. Oh, is it 0 right now? I didn't know that.
Because it's on pause. It's 6% otherwise.
Oh.
It's a crock otherwise.
Yeah.
That's the thing they need to change. Just make interest rates for student loans always low.
Yeah. Always low.
Like otherwise, it's a racket, and you're just trying to get poor people to default. That's
Right.
all that is. It's a
Exactly.
racket.
You got to work hard to default on a student loan, though. they'll do
Yeah.
anything with you to like. like, can you pay like $1 a month? Like, what can you do here? Because we'll take
That's
it.
true. I haven't ever had to push. I just went to the low,
Yeah.
I was like, what's the lowest that I have to pay? And then
Yeah.
I certainly paid that. I paid more, but but the bottom line is you're not touching principal.
Right.
A lot of
Exactly.
people are only throwing money at interest every month
Pretty much.
for years.
Mm-hmm. So
I did that for the first couple of years.
Oh yeah, we all do that. Where are you at? What's your number now?
Oh, now I'm at like 9.
Oh,
But
nice.
I'd aggressively gotten down.
Good for
I was
you.
only at 23. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, that's it's about roughly where I started. About there.
Yeah.
I'm at like 8, like 7,800 or something like that is what's left.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, and that's after like there was a period of time in LA where I was like poor. So I didn't pay. I just stopped paying them. I was just like, something bad happens. We'll see what happens. So I just stopped paying.
Oh.
And it was probably like, I mean, at least 2 years, maybe more, maybe 3 years. But in the meantime, when that happens, though, what happens is they just sell your loan to the next person, and then they sell it to the next person, and so it just bounces around.
It happened
So
to me even when I did.
yeah,
pay,
exactly,
so.
exactly. So 2 years later, I get a call, and they're just like, "Hey, how does this amount a month sound?" And I was like, "Okay, fine." I was sort of starting to think about turning my life around, and so ever since then, I just set it and forget it. And it's been that. But so even with like 2.5 years of not paying student loans, still doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. So you didn't have a default or no crazy. Didn't
No.
destroy your credit. Oh, okay.
No.
That's good.
Credit is remarkably not easy. Don't get me wrong. I've worked
It's
hard
easier
the last
than-
4 years, but
Yeah.
yeah, but
Like,
it's
I
not
was
that bad.
Low credit, and it didn't take me that long
Mm-hmm.
to get to excellent, or at least to get to good.
Yeah.
It didn't take me long. Now I'm great, but
Yeah. It took a while. I mean, but the thing is, like, it's funny because really all you have to do is just pay your bills on time. Like, it's kind of the secret, really, at the end of the day. So,
or
yeah.
even if you don't, even if you're late, just don't be an entire month late.
Right.
Right. That's all it
Yeah,
is. Like you
exactly.
can even be late, just don't miss an entire cycle.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of funny
where,
how that
you
works.
end up on a report.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So ever since it was about 4 years or so, yeah, I like did Credit Karma, so I could keep an eye on it and stuff like that, and then watch it grow. And when I go up like 250 points or whatever over 4 years, which is like pretty good. But then once you're at a good point, it starts to fluctuate a lot because if you don't, if you do one thing, if you get one, credit check on your report, it's like down 20 points. You're like, why? That's dumb. Why? I don't understand that. Credit scores are kind of ridiculous in the first place.
Yeah,
But
it's all it's a game. You're in the system. Yep.
yeah,
Right. It's their way to
exactly.
keep counting on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably went up. I guess not quite 200. I think I was only as low as like maybe 630 was maybe when I looked at it.
Yeah.
My worst case. So
Not
it
bad.
Was still like,
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I was way lower than that.
Now I'm 820s.
What? Good for you. You can buy anything you want. What are you gonna buy? Let's buy something right now. Let's go.
Let's do it.
What do you want to get?
T-Rex skull.
Okay, good. Done. T-Rex skull. T-Rex skull. All right, we got one. Well, we got one for $150.99. You want that one?
How big is it?
1/10 scale.
Now, boo.
Okay, we got a
1-to-1
53-inch
from the Smiths. I want Sue.
T-Rex skull. Sue.
Sue is, I think, in the Aaron Field Museum in Chicago.
Yeah. Why is she so special?
Let's get her. Was it the most complete skeleton? There's a good
Oh, wow.
documentary about Sue. Hangar 61 or something.
Oh, nice.
What it was, yeah. Because it was like, it proved where it's like, who owns dinosaur bones?
Right.
Nobody does, right? But then it's like, someone owns land that the thing happens to be on.
Right.
An archaeologist, no,
A pirate.
paleontologist.
Yes. Yes.
Digs it up, or some schmo finds it, and then a paleontologist comes, digs it up. And then there's also the state, there's also the government. And so that whole documentary is like, who owns it? Does the guy who owns the land I think it was like screw him.
Yeah.
The paleontologist, no, screw them for sure. They're just dumb hippies. And then, the state owns it. I think.
Wow, brutal.
I think the government was like, yeah, it's ours, and then they sold it to the Chicago Field Museum.
Huh. Where did they find it in Utah or something?
Montana,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And the town was like, "Oh, it's zoos, our thing," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Well, not anymore, stupids.
It's in Chicago now. You're welcome.
It's in Chicago, dummies." Yeah.
There's a movie on Netflix called The Dig. It's Ray Fiennes and what's that lady's
Yes.
name?
It's a period piece. Right?
Yeah.
About digging.
Yeah. About finding a bunch of it was an Anglo-Saxon boat, like basically like pre-Viking, you know.
Oh, is it Sutton Hoo? It might be Sutton Hoo that
Yeah.
they find.
It
Yeah.
was right before World War II. So good movie. I enjoyed it. It's very slow and dry and this and that, but I love it. It was fantastic and well acted and
How many sneeze pukes?
yeah. Yeah. Is that the rating system? 5 out of 5 sneeze pukes, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, in the absence of Nico, I think that'll be our new
Yeah.
way of rating movies. How many sneeze pukes does it get?
Well, or the more sneeze pukes, the worse it is. I feel like one
Right.
sneeze puke was, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
5 sneeze pukes was like, it was atrocious.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No sneeze pukes.
Yeah, 0 sneeze
That
pukes
was
is
amazing.
is brilliant Oscar
That was
winner.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I watched Snake Eyes. 2 sneeze pukes.
2 sneeze pukes. Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
3 then? I'm still working out the
Yeah.
scale.
So this is a tough one because it's 0 to 5
Yeah.
sneeze pukes. 0 sneeze
that's
pukes
like
being the best.
3 sneeze pukes is like a normal 2 out of 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 sneeze pukes.
Okay, good. Glad we figured that out. It did not look delightful. Not good, huh?
The trailer sold it.
Yeah.
Okay. It looked really good, actually. The cinematography was nice. It was
Yeah.
way better than I expected.
Oh, good.
And I think it's only like an $80 million budget, maybe 88. It's under 90, under
Wow.
100 for
Yeah.
an action movie. But the choreography was all close up. You didn't know what the hell you're looking at. So that was the worst. It was
That's
just like,
yeah.
like, why bother? Don't do a martial arts movie if everything's close up and fast edited. Just don't do it.
That added a sneeze puke.
That's
Alone.
That's automatically one sneeze.
Yeah.
And like early on, you knew you're like, oh, the action's not going to be exciting or interesting. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it's just like everyone. I think it's execs are convinced that people only want to watch Snake Eyes, and it's like Snake Eyes is the fucking dude who doesn't say anything that wears
Right.
a mask.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Give me Shipwreck, or give me someone who's like interesting and dynamic as a character and like goes against the grain of what they're supposed to do. Give me those people. Snake Eyes needs to be in the corner going,
Yep.
like, make him kind of funny. Have him, and he can kick ass, but don't make him the focus. Like at the end of this movie, which was, I felt like it was 3 hours.
Yeah. Another
The
sneeze
second
puke.
act was like 2 hours long.
Oof.
That's like 2 more sneeze pukes was action.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just get to the end and you're like, okay, now I know that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow have a past.
Right.
The 2 guys that wear masks and don't hardly talk.
Did we
Great.
ever get to G.I. Joe at any point?
Scarlet shows up,
Mm-hmm.
which is Hugo Weaving's kid, Samara Weaving. She's lovely.
Okay.
And Baroness is in it.
Okay.
And when they're there, you're like, oh, kind of some interesting
Mhm.
potential here. But
That's
they're
it.
just kind of in it at the end a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Did
then
Baroness?
at the very end, it's like, oh, now Snake Eyes is Snake Eyes. He's got his mask.
Right.
And it's like, oh, he's going to join the Joes, so we're going to have a G.I. Joe movie. And he's like, oh, I can join the Joes, but there's something I have to do first. I was like, oh,
Wah, wah.
are you seriously going to try and make a Snake Eyes 2 when you make a G.I. Joe movie?
Right.
Like, you people are morons. get that shit out of here.
I don't want to. Was he mute the entire movie?
No, he was just a dude. And so they had to make him, like, not be whatever Snake Eyes was.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, it was fine. Like, it was fine. It was a big pile of fine.
3 out of 5 sneeze pukes. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a whole pile of fine.
Fine. I've
That's
told you
fun.
my idea, I think.
I don't know.
My
Continue.
pitch for G.I. Joe is you start it off like it's the big triumphant end of a movie. They thwart Cobra. They catch Cobra Commander. They put him behind bars. It's like, the Joes are amazing. But then secretly, Cobra has started or has infiltrated like MSNBC or CNN or something. Like a very liberal spin news cable show. And they invite on like Shipwreck or someone and totally like essentially start a campaign to cancel all the Joes.
Nice.
And so Shipwreck, they get him. He gets an interview and he overtalks and he like screws up and that starts the snowball. And then they just start attacking all the Joes. And it's the secret plan. And to the point where it's like Cobra Commander is actually a misunderstood. He's in, you know, he just has political differences and they're locking him up. They're not giving him due process. And so like they get Cobra Commander freed and then he goes and does something crazy.
I love it.
Yeah. Zartan is like dressed up as a reporter.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like they'd be trying to like pin down Snake Eyes, but he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
So he just at one point he gives a okay sign, and they like try and report that his okay sign is like a far right,
right. Far right
like
symbol.
white supremacy thing.
Yeah. Or they say he tried to put his finger in it. He was making everyone feel very uncomfortable on set. Yeah. Ooh, that's a great idea. I love it. Well, if anyone's listening from who owns G.I. Joe, is it? Who made that movie?
Hasbro, Paramount's the studio.
All right, Paramount. There it is. We'll write it for you. And that's it. I wanted to look and see.
And
I didn't
make
even
those characters just like they are in the cartoon because they already exist. There they
Right.
are. Their look and their character.
You just don't need to change
Just
it.
make it live action people.
His costume
Don't
did look cool,
make
though.
them cool. Which one?
Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes costume always looks cool. He wears black. And he has a sword. And
Yeah.
he wears a mask.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't screw it up.
Right.
Like, you can't screw up wearing all black.
Right. Which Snake Eyes is that? Where'd he come from?
This is the movie one.
Really?
Yeah. That you see in the last 2 minutes of the movie.
Oh boy, it's that
And
kind of
he gets
movie,
on
huh?
his- yeah.
Yeah,
and
boy.
he gets on his little electric scooter. He's got a motorcycle, but it's like electric. It's kind of annoying sounding. It's like, wee-oo.
Why do they do that?
And here's Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow looked cool too.
Hey, there you go.
And Jinx, she was in it. Like they were all.
Jinx was in it. Oh, nice. I liked
Yeah.
Jinx. I liked her a lot in
Jinx.
Yeah, she was one of my because that was Jinx was sort of like a new character so to speak, because didn't they have they had
Yeah.
all the original Joes and then they had a few new ones kind of come out, trickle out, but then they had sort of like a new generation of Joes that they threw into the mix at one point.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if it was around the movie time.
Yeah,
I feel like
Lieutenant
the
Falcon
movie- yeah,
and
Lieutenant
Jinx.
Falcon was the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jinx. That may have been a special team in Tunnel Rat.
Tunnel Rat. Yeah.
And somebody else.
Someone had a dog.
Sergeant Slaughter had his Marauders.
That's right. Yeah.
There's
'Cause-
so many amazing characters. Like, how can you
Right.
screw up? How can you make G.I. Joe boring?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
They
Or
managed.
even that sequel they did when they threw the Rock in it, and I was like, oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
The Rock again.
Was it The Rock and Channing Tatum? I
Channing
forget.
Tatum was in the first one, and then I think they just straight up were like, oh, he's dead for the second one. And there was enough outrage that
Right.
they had to film him being murdered.
Right. Did they really?
They're like, oh, here's Channing Tatum. You can watch him get killed.
Seriously? They
It was
did
like,
that?
why are you putting any of this in a G.I. Joe movie?
So it's G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
Retaliation.
Was
Yeah,
that the
Rise
first
of
one?
Cobra's the first one.
Okay. And then
Oh,
Retaliation.
that has Joseph Gordon-Levitt is Cobra.
That's right. Well, they've got
That
a...
one's at least got some wackiness.
Yeah.
One of the Wayans, yeah, it's like is it Marlon Wayans?
Let's see here. Gordon-Levitt.
Jim Wayans? Who's the Wayans that's with
Let's see here.
Channing Tatum?
Oh,
Or,
Sienna
like,
Miller was in it. Forgot about that. Rachel Nichols is Scarlet. Yeah, that's crazy. Ray Park was Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid was General Hawk.
Yeah.
Yep. Channing Tatum was Duke. But
Which is not cast right.
man, that's so weird. But that's what they were doing. They were just doing it all wrong. But it says that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was the Doctor / Rex.
So
What's that?
That was secret. He secretly became Cobra.
Oh, okay.
He was like a brother of Scarlet. I don't know what the hell. I can't remember what they did. I should get baked and watch that first.
Right. So then we had G.I. Joe Retaliation. So what was that all about?
So that's where, yeah, they kill off Channing Tatum, and it's just like The Rock and Flint and Lady J.
Okay.
And like all the Joes are dead. They're the only ones that are left. So they go to Bruce Willis. I don't even know if Bruce Willis is playing a G.I. Joe character. He's probably just like,
Yeah.
hey,
It's
me,
not.
Bruce
I don't
Willis.
think. Yeah.
Because I'm not going to act like a character anymore. Screw you.
Yeah.
And
I'm here for the paycheck.
Jonathan Pryce played Zartan, though,
Oh, okay.
as the president. So Jonathan Pryce is the president /
Gotcha.
So he got to have a little fun.
Yeah.
And there was like a fun, wacky plot with that where Cobra... There's like some wackiness, but it just wasn't...
Yeah. Didn't hit.
You guys got to go all in on this crap. Like, I don't
It's
know.
insane.
I guess I'm not saying my version would make money, but my God, it would be interesting.
Yeah. And get all the characters to be the classic versions of
And it would
themselves,
be
at the very least.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the cartoon had the second generation Marine guy, Leatherneck,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like a Navy SEAL, and they just hated each other, and they're just like, "You suck. The Marines are idiots. You're an idiot." Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, just throw these guys in a movie, and they just bicker the whole time.
That's
but
wonderful.
Then they have to save each other, even though they hate each other,
That's great.
because they're really deep down brothers.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, all that crap.
Right. They're basically in the same branch anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. And so hang on. So they killed Duke, Channing Tatum's character, at the beginning of the second movie?
They like murdered all the Joes get killed.
Why? Why did they do that?
I don't know. Because I think they want to think that G.I. Joe should be serious.
Right. But the cartoon was not serious.
No.
Yeah. It was wackadoodle,
Like,
wackadoodle sauce.
It's straight up, it's like they need a Kevin Feige or someone, or a Dave Filoni that can just be like, okay, executives, if you're interested in this IP, here's 5 episodes to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what the IP is.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a movie on this?
Mhm.
If you don't, then don't.
Right.
But don't turn this into Fast and Furious meets something too overwrought and serious, plus a little wacky. Like, yeah, don't do it.
That's an excellent point. That's totally what it
No.
feels like. Is Fast and Furious? It's like that level of movie, that
Everyone's
style
but like,
of movie.
frankly, I watched that new Fast and Furious movie. That was more of a G.I. Joe plot than the G.I. Joe movies.
Right. So interesting. So weird. I don't get it.
It's like, it's
I don't know if it's
all
movies
there.
by committee or if they just
it is.
want their
It's
own
movies by
twist.
committee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they get guys that have. Well, they have to hire guys that are going to fit the tone that execs want. This isn't just G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
It's any IP. And then they screw it up because they don't realize what the IP actually is. They try and force it to be something else. So then a crappy movie is made. Nobody watches it. And they go, well, I guess that IP's dead. It's like, no, you just didn't get it. You don't
Right.
know what it is.
Yeah. Well, and then you see the problem right in front. during the credits because it'll say, written by blankety blank, and blankety blank, and then say screenplay by beepity beep, beepity beep, beepity and beepity beep, and then it says story by, and it's like 17 people, and you're like, nope, all right, I'm out. Never mind.
Exactly.
Yep. I get it. I get what you did here. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
A movie is not a singular vision, but oh boy,
Yeah.
it needs to be a little closer.
It does need to have a singular vision, but especially when it's something like this that has a very definite tone that's already been set by something that was started in the 80s or whatever,
And it's just, and that's where I think when the Aquaman movie came out, like that was campy and stupid, and it was way too long.
Yeah.
But I laughed my ass off,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoyed it. And I was like, maybe campy will come back. Maybe they're gonna be okay with having silly stuff.
Yeah.
And like I say, Fast and Furious embraces that here and there. They go, yeah, we know this is stupid. We are a parody of ourselves.
And
we
we
make
like
a
it.
gazillion dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if they still do. I assume they do.
Oh, yeah. And there's not 9 G.I. Joe movies, so they're doing something wrong. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And their first problem was, miscasting, making it serious, doing all those sorts of things. And then
Yeah,
killing
it's
Duke. I
tone,
didn't realize they
tone,
did that.
Tone.
It's so crazy.
And then, just characters. It's just like, we got to make. And then it's like Cobra Commander. There was something, I was watching some YouTube thing, probably about Snake Eyes. I was just curious how much some reviewer hated it. And there's like a clip of Cobra Commander from one of the previous movies. And how does he sound? We all remember the cartoon, how he sounds, right?
Yeah.
He's high-pitched. He's weaselly sounding. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's great. And then this is like, yes, I am Cobra.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, come on, man. Make him sound right.
Cobra Commander is the guy who thinks he's a genius, but he's a sniveling dildo.
I want to remember his voice commander. Let's play a little bit. Here we go. Play a little bit of the voice.
That's a voice that I would blow out my throat, like trying to do his voice in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's
It's a
right.
hard one to do.
Oh, yeah. Cobra attack. It's almost like Gollum, really.
That's true.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's like way up and gravelly.
Yeah. Oh, this is so good. Cobra attack. That's good stuff.
And then his plan always screws up because he gets too like egomaniacal.
Right.
And Destro's always going like, Cobra Commander, you're going to screw it up. Stop. And then they're always like bailing on each other. That's the whole thing. The Joes ultimately win because they stay a team, while Cobra always fights within each other, and everything falls apart.
That's right. I forgot about that because Destro always was telling Cobra Commander this is the wrong way to go. They always break up in the episode, and Baroness always somehow doesn't she always somehow save Destro? Like
Yeah,
Destro's
for
gonna
sure
die, and she
Destro
swoops in on a helicopter and picks him up or something like that.
Yeah, that definitely happened. Yep,
Yeah.
Because they have a little love affair happening. Yep, and Cobra's kind of just like never can look in the mirror and see his own foibles.
That's right.
And then Serpentor comes along and is just like, get this piece of shit out of my way, and just like kicks him to the curb, and Cobra's just like, nah. Yeah, it's great.
At some
All
point in
there.
time, doesn't Cobra Commander kind of become a good guy for a minute?
Well, only in like all of them team up with the Joes, I think, from time to time.
Yeah.
Just when it suits their purpose, and when the Joes can stick it to whoever they're quibbling with.
Right. That's what I
all.
seem to remember.
So it's
yeah.
like Destro will team up, or Baroness will team up with the Joes. Even in the Snake Eyes movie, Baroness teams up with them
Yeah.
towards the end.
Yeah.
Because it suits her needs. So I'm like, okay, at least somebody knows something.
Yeah.
That
So
they had
great.
that happen. But yeah, it's like they're all weaselly people that are just trying to survive till tomorrow. It's entertaining. And the Joes bicker and stuff, but at the end of the day, they pull it together.
They're the real American hero.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe is the air. Do-do-doot.
Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, I might have to throw a few of those on. Do you think it would be good for a 6-year-old to watch?
should be.
Because no one
I
ever
don't know
dies.
anymore, though, by what?
Yeah, no one ever dies, right?
Nobody dies.
There's always just, and they're lasers. Their
Like,
bullets
there
are not
was-
bullets.
It's lasers. What I would say, for your sake, there's probably a little bit in. There's probably like a short list of season 1 to watch, like a couple arcs, but it's kind of season 1's a little rough. It's kind of like they have their kind of the way they tell the story, and they just keep doing it over and over and over, and it's boring. When you get to the very end of season 1, and then into season 2, that's when it's like interesting to watch.
I mean, it can't be any worse than the kid stuff that is out there right now. So
I mean, just watch the intro.
boring.
The intro, you're just like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
because it's nuts.
Yeah,
And then later it's just like, Sergeant Slaughter coming in, punching Cobra Commander in the face.
Oh,
and there's just lasers everywhere.
mm-hmm.
And Tomax and Zaymot, the twins.
Oh yeah, Zartan's
Crimson.
twins. Yeah.
No, they're just like, billionaire
Oh,
CEOs
that's right.
of a company. And then they dress up in their crazy outfits. And if one of them gets like hurt, the other one feels it.
Yeah.
All of this needs to be in a live action movie because it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like to have a guy getting strangled and the other one's in a completely different, like in a boardroom scene,
Yeah.
like trying to pitch something to get more money for Cobra, and he's like, this shit writes itself.
I don't know. This sounds more like a 10-part series for HBO Max or Netflix or something, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's got to be trashy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix. HBO, it's probably too, like, quote unquote highbrow for it. But
Yeah. Although that show Jupiter's
Stars.
Legacy, that was like really serious,
Oh,
but it has that element that I think the G.I. Joe show could have, where it's like serious, but it's campy and trashy. Could do well on Netflix, maybe.
like, you play it straight. It's not like none of the characters are going wink wink.
No.
They are all themselves.
Yeah.
But you're watching, and it's that interaction of all these characters.
Yeah.
And the events and everything that happens that, as a viewer, you should just be like, this shit's ridiculous.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. But, like,
Definitely.
for the actors, they're just playing their person strong and true.
Yeah, perfectly to a T. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
All right, done. We're doing it.
Only.
Yeah. I'll give Netflix a call and see what they think.
Well,
Yeah.
let's see. Because every studio's going, ooh, G.I. Joe, I guess, is a no-go.
Yeah, for sure. Well, because they're just doing, if you're just going to do it serious and screw it up like everything else, then yeah, of course. But yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, Netflix, if you're ready for us, we'll do this for you.
That, and I want 60s Batman with horrific gore.
Ooh.
That's my other one.
Yeah. There you go. I'm writing that down.
All the campy sounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Tights and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 60s TV show Batman.
Yeah.
But
beautiful.
then, like, guys' heads get blown up.
Right. So when he throws the bomb,
just,
yeah, I love it.
and just like a bucket of gore gets
Yeah.
dumped on them. And they're just like,
And no mention of it at all. It's just the
No,
world they
it's
live
just
in, right?
a
Yeah.
thing. And then, like, Batman just gives a one-liner to Robin about it. He
Yeah.
just makes a pun about the explosion of human viscera
When
everywhere.
there's that, it might have been the movie, but when they made the TV movie, when he's running around with a giant bomb and he throws it into the water, and then it blows up, and the day is saved. But instead, it blows up in the water, but like fish and sharks and just guts come raining down on everybody. Yeah, like would actually happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then also, there's like you hint that there was a tsunami caused like on the next city over. You know,
like Japan.
mass casualty event.
Yeah.
But it's just
Hawaii
like,
and Japan
we've
just
got-
wiped out.
Doesn't bother us.
Yeah.
But that's
Oh,
just
man.
my twisted way of wanting to.
There's an episode of that original show that stuck with me forever, and it was I forget which villain it was doing Chinese water torture on Batman, But the funny thing about that show was that whenever Batman got captured or Robin got captured, they never revealed their identity. They never like took their mask off. Or right before they were going to, something happened, so that Bruce Wayne was never revealed. But in the thing, oh no, it wasn't water torture. They were dropping, I think, maybe it was water, but either water or like little pebbles on Batman's forehead. And so Batman pretended to be crazy, like he had gone crazy, and he was gonna do whatever the Joker or whoever it was telling him to do. And I always loved that episode because he was playing the game, and it was just so crazy and wacky because they had him pinned down in on a bed, so he couldn't move, but they wouldn't take his mask off. It was just crazy, wacky stuff. I would love that if there was some point in time in the show where he went actually crazy because they tortured him to nuts, and then pretty soon Batman now is just absolutely nuts, and now he just mutilates people just for fun. Machine. Yeah, it turns into Dexter.
Yeah, Adam West, he's just got guys saran wrapped.
Yeah.
The Riddler. Well, riddle me this, Riddler.
Guts everywhere.
Blood spatter all over Batman's face. Yeah.
Well, good. We got a straight to the point G.I. Joe series and a 60s Batman with horrific gore.
Terrible gore.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what that Invincible show, I guess, sort of is.
Invincible?
That's that Amazon cartoon show.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
yeah.
Yeah. The guy who did Walking Dead comic, and he did this other one.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I think that a live action Batman in tights with terrible gore would be marvelous. I would love to watch that.
Maybe he's driving the Batmobile and oops, maybe he hit somebody.
Yeah.
Just splatter.
What? He doesn't tell anyone.
Moment. I don't know.
Yeah, it could happen. A RoboCop moment. I love that idea. We're at Netflix, HBO, everybody. If you're listening, we're ready for you. Maybe we'll just write it.
Yeah, I kind of want to bang out
you should just
beats of my G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah, put that together. That'd be a fun one to read through. Yeah, do it. Do it, old maid. All right, well, we promised ourselves we're going to do a quickie, just a quick in and out, so... This is a quick.
Hours later, whatever.
Yeah, I know. An hour and a half later.
Oh,
but,
an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad for a quickie. I think we talked. Well, we did eventually talk about G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes.
G.I. Joe. There you go. We talked about
yep.
a thing.
3 out of 5 sneeze pukes. Yep. So if you want to watch it, watch it. If not, no skin off your nose.
Watch it. Yeah, characters are fine. It's not terrible. It looks good. It looks pretty.
That's good. That's a good thing. Got a few things to watch for sure. Yeah.
There's other shit to watch.
Oh, yeah. There's always plenty to watch. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening.